How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We're back here in Planet Zoo, and we're going to be taking a zoo tour of the complete ZooLittles Ancient Asia project. This is the zoo that featured all of the new animals from the Southeast Asia Animal Pack. For most of you that know, that pack did not come with any building pieces, so it was a little bit of a struggle, because that's usually what these projects are really all about, is just, it's not just about the DLCs and stuff, but this is my way of focusing on those DLCs and kind of showing off everything we get in that pack. So I had some help coming up with a theme to it, and we went with Ancient Asia. I don't know how ancient this zoo appears to be. I used some reference images and stuff like that to get some ideas. I did my best. I guess the most ancient thing about this whole entire zoo would be the tower that you see here. This was definitely different than most of the other ZooLittles projects, mainly due to the fact that most of those they're always built as if they're real zoos. They're very controlled, and this one is a little bit wild, as in a sense that we just came in, cleared a little bit of land, and created a zoo around buildings and stuff that was already here in the first place. So the idea is that all the buildings you see, or most of the buildings you see, are buildings that were already there and we repurposed, so they're actually ancient. But of course, the first thing you see when you come in here is this nice little plaza area. This is a building that is housing the guest spawners, and we do have a custom fence all along, which was a lot of fun, especially this. So when I built these, I built one section, and then of course these I had to build piece by piece to make I wanted the corners to be right as they wrap around the edges there. We do have our guest entrance areas here, plus I use the tipple stones to kind of give it a little bit of a stone effect on the ground here, and we got the gravel path underneath it, and I think it goes really well together. And then we got our central little feature here, just something to kind of fill space, really, through something together. And like I said, nothing in this zoo, nothing I really build ever is really anything astonishing, but I just have a lot of fun. And the temple, or the tower here, I used gridded pieces, so this definitely wasn't the easiest thing. I kind of wish, thinking back now, I should have gone with non-gridded pieces, but it turned out pretty okay in the end. We got our 4 levels at the top here, and then of course the roof was the fun part, because this is a completely custom roof right here using bamboo pieces, and just the 1 meter bamboo pieces, and curving them up here. And then we got the top here with the I guess you call this a spire at the top, and then we do have spotlights that shine a few different colors. I'll show you that here in a few. But the tower, if you walk around the edges here, is where all the shops are. So we have just a memento. We have just a memento here. We have a pizza pen, and then on the other side we have information booths, hot dog squad, and we got some drink stands on the other side as well. And then over here we have the bathrooms, because I actually forgot about the bathrooms when building the tower. So I copied that building that has the guest spawners in it and stuck the bathrooms behind the doors there. And just kind of surrounded with foliage, lots and lots of foliage. I really wanted this to seem very natural, sort of like we just kind of came in, cut into the land, and built within it. Before we go into the tower, we'll go over here and check out the conservation center, which of course is a clever way to incorporate your facilities into the zoo without them just kind of standing out. So we got our staff facility over here. It's a separate building, and then we have everything you need all along this area, as well as over on this area. The tops up here, this is just for decoration, to give the building some depth, especially when it comes to Asian architecture. They have built a lot of buildings like this. So just a lot of dry stone, lots of I use the plaster to make it seem like a type of wood, so you'll see that a lot in the zoo, stone and wood. That was my way of kind of making it different from the East Asia zoo that we did before this. If I would have known that this is the pack that was going to be coming, I wouldn't have done the East Asian zoo yet. I would have done that later, so we didn't have 2 Asian themed zoos back to back. But nonetheless, here we are. I really did enjoy building this zoo. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was much different than what I've been doing. But we come in and we have the little bell hanging down here. I thought it seemed like an ancient piece, so I might as well. And also, what's cool about these are that they're benches in here. So this is like a custom bench that the guests can actually use. But of course, I usually don't play with guests in my zoos, so yeah, no guests. And then on either side we have our giant Malaysian leaf insect, which are really cool. There's one right there on that leaf. So yeah, there's 8 in this one, and then because I wanted a little symmetrical in here, we have 8 in here as well. So yeah, those are leaf insects, and I use the custom billboards here so I can have bigger education signs. Got the custom beams on the roof and all that stuff, and then we got lots of foliage, and then you come on the other side, and that's where you come to the main part of the zoo. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go all the way over here. This is where the bathrooms are, and one of the first things you come to is the binturongs. I think probably, besides the sun bear, clouded leopard, maybe, I think this is one of the favorites. And yeah, this one was fun. Their climbing animation, as you can see, is a little bit, I don't know what you'd call it. I'd say different, maybe. And what I mean by that is, for instance, when this piece comes off the bridge area here onto this, you cannot have this sunk down into this. This part has to be shown. For some reason, whenever I was building this, if this was sunken down, they couldn't get up here. So I had to fix that. And yes, they do hang from this, from their tails. I know a lot of people said that they haven't seen it. But, and most people have said, well, maybe that animation wasn't in the game when the pack released. But it was, because as soon as I got the pack, this is like one of the first habitats. This is the first habitat I built. And they definitely hung down from their tails. I saw it several times. We do have some babies in here. This entire habitat's a little bare, but that was the whole point. I really wanted the water around this rock area and this platform so the binturongs can use this area to climb up here. And they have their neat little area here to sleep in, and then they can get up here and use that as well. And this is just some custom. I even got some crossfighting there I never even noticed. But yeah, just a simple little log structure I built for them. These pieces right here, let me get my phone out and check. I should have had that pulled up when I started the tour, but I want to make sure I get everybody's names right for things that I got off the workshop. We have a, where's it at? These are the education boards by Sherlockian Gamer. I've actually used them before. I think these are the same ones we're using in Jangwala Oasis, the collab project. But all I did was stick them on the front of these temple stone walls, and made just a little interesting education points for our guests. And like I said, this zoo is very open. There's not most of the viewing points in this zoo are off the main path. So again, working with tight space, that's kind of what you got to do. And then on the other side here of the binturong habitat, we have the entrance gate to the habitat. And then again, we have some more viewing areas over here. Like I said, it's not one of those habitats some of the other YouTubers build where it's just kind of blow your mind crazy. But like I said, that was the point for the zoo. I wanted it to be very natural. Given that we didn't have any new building pieces, I wanted to focus on the foliage. And I think it worked out pretty well. Now, if we go ahead and go back over here, on the right side, we have our first area for the viewing for the Ussuri dholes, I think you'd call them. The game just has them listed as dholes, but yeah, as you can see, we got giant education boards on the top up there. Got some custom lighting up here in the front, which these are just wall lights that I turned upside down. But this gives you a look into their sleeping structure, which I have to say that's where they spend most of their time, is in here. And then we also have the staff gate here as well, going down the stairs. And then we have some maps here by Ricey, I believe. These are really, really cool. Most people, again, are going to be using the custom billboards, but I really like these. You know, Ricey would have spent a lot of time making these, and they deserve to be shown off, and continuously use them in most of my projects. But yeah, this one is one of the habitats that has some of the most viewing points. We got the custom fence, which really custom fence, by that I just mean we put the Arctic wood pieces here. Then we have this up here, which is also a talk point, animal talk point for the doles. And again, we got custom lighting, plenty of planters. And yeah, I think this one really turned out well. It's a little big for these guys. I mean, this is probably big enough for like the sun bear or even the clouded leopard. But you know, there's a lot of these guys. There's probably almost 10 of them in here, I think. So yeah, look at this. This is I'm very proud of this structure here as well. Turned out really good. This is something I didn't even really have an idea of what I was doing. I just got in here and started building. So, and then of course I really love this big tree right dead in the center. We got a log that's kind of sunken into the ground here as well. And then we also have a viewing point over there as well, and we're going to go check that out just now. And here we go. And we got this section here, which even has one of my custom billboards that I made. Very simple custom education boards. I'm actually working on a second set now, but these are available on Google Drive if people want to check them out. And then get you another good view of this rope toy over here, which they don't really use very often, but anyway. So yeah, there are our doles. We'll go ahead and take a quick look inside the habitat like we did with the binturong. We do have a pool over here so they can have a little bit of privacy. Got their food feeding here. I can see these guys are cool. I have to say, for some reason the canids, the canine species in the game, aren't very popular, I guess, unless it's the wolf or something. People seem to be kind of not really for them, so. But yeah, just a little structure here, and then this one has a lot of structures, this habitat in general. But anyway, so we come around this area, and this is where we get to the Komodo dragons. The Komodo dragons was an animal that was not actually going to be in the zoo up until this, the second to last episode. When I was putting together the big habitat over here in the back that we'll get to in a second, I realized it was too big, and it didn't need to be that big. And it's still pretty big, you'll see here soon. So I decided to put a Komodo dragon here because they're considered Southeast Asia. But yeah, just a very small, quick little habitat. Also, all the habitats have babies. Matter of fact, let's go over here and see if we can find a baby dole. I know people really like to see the babies. Is that one? Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know where the babies are. Oh, here's a pup. Yeah. Whoa! All right there. There's a little pup right there. A little baby dole. And we do have a baby binturong as well. Very tiny little things. There's one right there. Adorable. Yeah, from now on, every zoo that I build will all have baby animals. And we do have a baby Komodo somewhere in here. Yeah, 2 of them actually, right there. My personal opinion, maybe one of the best animated animals in the entire game. Everything about their movements, the way they look, their detail on them is spot on. They're perfect. So well done to Frontier for such an amazing job on these. One of my favorite animals of all time. I love reptiles in general, so Komodo dragons I always thought really cool. But yeah, this is just a quick habitat I put together. I struggled a lot with what to come up with when it came to a shelter for these Komodo dragons. I really didn't want something man-made. I wanted something that was natural, so I found something on the workshop, and it was just a small cave by someone named Tom Drummer. So shout out to Tom Drummer for this really cool little cave here. So the part that he made is this part here. Added this rock in, and then we put a little area up here. And this lamp glows red, so it's sort of like a heating lamp for the Komodo dragons, but they don't really go up there too often. But yeah, we got just the one education board for these guys, and then we have a little bit of a viewing area over here as well. Now, from the Komodo dragons, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Babiruses. And they got a really nice and spacious habitat. There's a lot of them in here, and we do have a little baby piglet over there as well. We got a custom animal shelter there, And then we have one of the viewing area over here as well, which is probably the best part to view them from. But we got this area to view, and then on the other side, you will see that we have another viewing area over here as well. Definitely tried to add some terrain, some terrain elevations in here as well. So not too much, but just enough. And we have another custom education board that I had made as well. Which again, all this stuff, all these little like this custom fence. Education board, stuff like that. There will be a prop set on the workshop the day that the zoo tour comes out, along with the full zoo itself, for people that just want to use the props. I did the same thing with the Cat Country and the Sanctuary series. So let's go ahead and go take a look at. I don't want to show you guys this area behind me because that's like the big one. But we come up, and this is where we come to the main viewing area for the babiruses. Just sort of like a gazebo. Got your custom lights, your planters, everything you need, and it's a great view of the babirusa habitat. Mainly if they're over here down to the water. This gazebo itself will also be on the workshop, the whole piece, the whole set, as one piece, even this. And for those of you who are wondering, this is a 10-meter path, circular 10-meter path, with it coming down to connect with that area as well. But yeah, like I said, it's the zoo is nothing like over the top. I want it to be very natural, so natural is simple. That's the way I see it. So we're going to kind of backtrack a little bit, and we are going to go this way. And this way we come to a very popular animal, and I think it was the second habitat. I believe it was the third habitat that I built. Oh, we have the gate here for the babiruses, and then back here we have the clouded leopard entrance as well, right through there. But I think this may be my favorite habitat. Excuse me, of the entire this entire project. We have some custom billboards that were not made by me. These were made by Peppermint Narwhal and Heelbot/Violet Dragons. And this wall that I built here is a giant custom wall. What I did was I was really struggling with what kind of barrier I wanted to use, but I also wanted the clouded leopard habitat to be very secretive. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you to only get a glance of them every once in a while. So that's why we only have the 3 viewing points here. This is the only point that you can see these tigers, or these cats. And of course I used the same stone path, gravel texture over here for this area as well. And then we have this little interesting shade here, which if you think about it doesn't really offer any shade at all, but I thought it was kind of cool. And then we got these little planters dug into the rocks here. We come through, and this is your chance to see the cloud leopard, and it looks like we're going to be lucky. And one of my favorite things about this is they actually use the log that I put. They don't use it the best. It's kind of wonky when they use it, but they use it, and that's what's important. But as you can see, I put a lot of rocks and grass here, so like I said, you don't get a very good view of the leopards, but you get just enough. And we'll sneak on in there in a second to look at the rest of it. We got the sun bear over there. So we'll come in, get a little bit of a bird's eye view, and here you go. So this is where the entrance to the habitat is. They have all this area over here, and then they got this waterfall in the back. And we even have some kittens. How adorable is that? I don't know what I like better, the clouded leopard or the snow leopard, because they're both absolutely adorable. Very fluffy. You kind of just want to pick them up and hug them, but I don't think I'd recommend that. We have this little area over here. It's like a little bit of a balcony kind of thing, overhang for the cats to sleep on. They got some enrichment eyes up here, but the big thing is they have this log that goes over the ravine here. And I saw that in a picture, and I had a thought that I wanted to try something out like that because I hadn't done that yet. I'm not the best when it comes to terrain work, and I'm sure y'all could tell from the video itself for the speed build for this habitat. Didn't look good until I added the rocks and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, that is our clouded leopard habitat. This wall here will actually be on the workshop separately as well because I'm very proud of it. Used a lot of small wood pieces to make it, but this is actually based off a real life wall from Asia. An ancient wall from Asia. And of course we got the one-way glass. to give them a little bit more secret too. This is something you'll see a lot. I built one piece of giant rock wall to separate the areas, and then I just kind of copied it over. Sometimes I would cut some of it out to make it smaller and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, here is the clouded leopard. Next up is the awesome sun bear. Again, I used one of my little custom billboards here as well. Custom fence, put these little tops here with the trees on the front or on top to give it that natural feel. We got the water moat type area to separate us. And we sort of have, I guess you could say, a temple-like area for the sun bears to play in. I built these little temple things. So this is interesting. And for those of you who get this zoo after me, this is going to be the prop set, by the way, this building here, to try and see if it works for you guys. So, not thinking about it while I built this, but this was my plan, is to have this piece hanging down and for them to sleep on. But the thing is, they cannot get there. There's not enough. The hitbox is too big. But it makes me think: is it possible for maybe small monkeys like capuchins to maybe be able to use it, or the lemurs? And I'm thinking that might be the case. So, if you get this prop, try that out and see if it works. I'm going to try it out in the future, but I just haven't tried it yet. One thing to note about this habitat is there is not a lot of climbing. And that's because another one of my faults, another one of the things that I struggle with the most, is climbing frames. And I just didn't have any ideas. So I decided to put a couple of pieces around here. Some of these trees that they can climb. Gotta be honest with you though, that's all I could really come up with. Also, as you can see, we do have a little cub. Beautiful. They do have their hammock as well, I think. Did I get rid of the hammock? No, it's up there. But yeah, one of the things they like to do the most in this habitat is swim. So anytime you come over here, they're usually swimming. But nonetheless, I think the habitat came out very well. I'm very proud of it. Very proud of this zoo in general. So that's cool. Now, the last habitat we have is actually a mixed species habitat. It will have the tapir, the orangutan, and the proboscis monkey. Now, originally, I wasn't going to have any mixed habitats. The tapir and the proboscis monkey was going to be separate habitats, and the orangutan wasn't even going to be in the zoo. But a commenter, someone made a comment on the zoo tour for the East Asia Zoo, and when I mentioned that I was going to be working on the Southeast Asia DLC Zoo, they said that I should add the orangutan in, because it has an interspecies like bonus, and I thought, why not? So that's what we did. Now over here we have the entrance to the sun bear habitat, as well as the entrance to the mixed species habitat. But yes, we have the orangutans, the tapirs, and the proboscis monkey, and it's a pretty large habitat. And we'll show you a view from above. But once we come over here, you'll see that I went with the very blue tropical water. Got a little island here that all the animals can get to. This is where the tapirs like to spend most of the time. We got the feeding platforms here for the proboscis monkeys and the orangutans. We even have one of those little temples in the back with the stairs come around. Got the climbing frames that come all the way around to this area up here. As you can see, this is just copied from the clouded leopard habitat. I want to throw that out there real quick for you guys out there that love this game. Don't be afraid to copy and use things in other places in your zoo. This piece of rock right here is actually a piece of the original rock wall right here. I don't care what nobody says. There's nothing wrong with reusing assets. I mean, why not? When you do things like this, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, most of you probably wouldn't be able to tell that this used to be a part of that rock wall over there. You know what I mean? All I did was just grab the whole rock wall, cut some of it out, and there you have it. Also, as you can see, our big-nosed monkey friends can swim, which is honestly, I don't know, for some reason it disturbs me the way they swim, because I guess the fact that they swim like people. Well, they're doggy paddling, but that's what most humans do, right? That can't swim, is doggy paddle. But something about it just freaks me out. I don't know, I think they're really cool animals, but that is just, it's weird. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a good look inside the habitat. Over here we got our big building for the animals. We got some areas for the monkeys to sleep in. The tapirs can also come in and sleep as well. We have a baby proboscis monkey here, a cute little face. our king of the Southeast Asia Zoo, king of ancient Asia, our orangutan, and then we do have a baby tapir somewhere, a baby Malayan tapir. I'm not sure where it's at. In the world, man, these animations sometimes. There it is. Adorable. As you can see, we got a little bit of terrain work here, and what I did with it, you know, these trees, is we got the stairs, stone stairs, as if it was there in ancient times, leading up to this little temple area here. I haven't seen the proboscis monkeys use this, so I don't think they can. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, folks. I'm sure you could tell when I made a decision to cut this down here to make a Komodo dragon habitat is because all this extra space, it wouldn't be necessary. It's not needed. Despite having 3 different species with several of each species. I think there's 3 orangutans. We got the 2 tapirs, and then we got a buttload of proboscis monkeys. It still doesn't seem overcrowded. To me, it doesn't anyway. So, yeah. I think it came out pretty well. We'll get a good overview shot of the rest of the zoo. Yeah, definitely different than all the other ZooLittle projects that I have done in the past. So we'll take a good look at it at night. We have plenty of lighting. It's something I try not to ever forget is lighting. It's lighting that's plenty, I guess you could say. But here we go. We got the tower with the colorful lighting at the top to illuminate the spire. Plenty of lighting down at the bottom here. The interior is well lit. A little trick, by the way, when these don't give off enough light is to have one of the small spotlights under the ground, right under it, to give it the illusion that the light is coming out. But yeah, just enough lighting in all the right places. Everywhere it needs to be, the lighting is there. Of course, we got the red lighting inside. And just like I was saying earlier, in this Komodo dragon habitat, we do have the red light over here to simulate the heat. So yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I'm pretty proud of this one. I definitely put this at the top of my favorite ZooLittles projects I've done so far. Me personally, nothing beats the Australian one. I don't know why, but I just really love the Australian one, and I really love the South American one as well. But yeah, that's ZooLittles Ancient Asia. I really hope that everyone enjoyed it. I really, really do. I know I try to make sure that the ZooLittles series doesn't get too boring and repetitive, and I genuinely don't think that it can, because each zoo is different from the last. You know, there's a theme to it. I will say this, though. At first, I was, the next ZooLittles was going to be Ferngully, because the Ferngully was the sandbox zoo that I had lost when I accidentally overwritten the file. I can't talk. When I accidentally I can't say it. When I saved over that file by accident with a different zoo and lost Ferngully, so me and the community on the Discord server decided, let's bring it back in ZooLittles format. So that was going to be the next one, but then we got the Africa pack announced, and of course everybody's, I'm sure, is having fun with it by now. I'm actually recording this video before that pack even comes out, but you won't see this video for, I don't know, I think in July. I'm not sure what day it'll be, but it'll probably sometime in July. So the pack has probably been out for at least 2 weeks. But I've decided that Ferngully is going to get pushed back, and we're going to be doing the Africa pack first. So that will be the next ZooLittles project, and it'll be titled ZooLittles North Africa. And the reason why I'm calling it North Africa is because, from my understanding, the building pieces in the game are based out of North Africa. I know some of the animals, like the rhino, of course, is from Southern Africa, but we're going to go ahead and stick with the North Africa name for that project. Again, if you really like what you see here, definitely let me know what you think. If you don't like it, also let me know that too. I want to get better and better as I go. I know I'm not the best builder out there, not even close, but I really enjoy playing this game. I really enjoy building habitats and stuff like that, and I'm trying my best to try to think more outside the box for future projects. So you know, just bear with me. Hopefully my commentary will get better over time. Hopefully I'll get better with train work, climbing frames, and all that stuff. Again, there will be a prop set. As of now, watching this video, once you see this video, that prop set and the separate workshop zoo file for the entire zoo will be available on the workshop if you want to check it out. Go through it yourself or kind of pick some ideas or things that you like out of it. I don't mind. But the prop set I feel like is probably going to be the most popular. That's what I would do. I would just get the prop set. But a lot of these little props that you see in the zoo will be available. I think there's probably 20 items in the prop set. There will be links to that down in the description. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Like what you see, consider subscribing if you'd like to. I'm not too worried about all the other stuff when it comes to YouTube. This is just a hobby. But definitely down in the comment section, let me know what you guys think of all the things that I do. Let me know if I'm doing a good or a bad job. By the way, before I forget, I just want to mention that the zoo logo, of course, is made by the Park Insider, formerly known as the Jurassic World Insider. He's really awesome at making logos for me. And from now on, he'll pretty much be the person that makes my logos for me all the time. So every logo that you see for any project is the Park Insider. So definitely give him a shout out as well, because he is an awesome friend and always takes the time out of his day to help me with anything that I need. Thank you guys for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.